You can count. Good for you.
And you can count on me waiting for you in the parking lot.
But why some say the move? Why choose
is good. Rams win it, and on to Super Bowl 53 they go. It's held in a There's something in your face. It was paid.
Is broken up by Tatum. Tipped off.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Parking Lot YouTube show. Very excited and a very, very good show we have for you today. Hope you guys are having a great and wonderful Wednesday, June the 2nd. Glad that you could spend some time with us tonight. There are a lot of sports have been covering, a lot of sports news have been going on, so we're just gonna get right on into it. How are you two gentlemen doing?
Good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. All right. Let's just jump right into it. Our first topic of today: NBA playoff fiasco. A lot of like we don't talk too much NBA on the show, and we get that, we know that, but it's starting to heat up. You know, a lot of people are getting interested, and at least in my mind, it's not the same two teams every fucking year. Yay! Let's please stop that. So, basically the reason we're bringing it up is Alex will be on the show later. We'll have a conversation about that. And just like that was just like the talk of the town last night. If you were on Twitter this morning, like everybody was talking about Suns Lakers. But we'll get into that when Alex gets in here. But first off, we're gonna cover something else. Chris has a lot of, well, more than Chris, but guys on the show have been wanting to talk basketball. Chris himself being a huge Heat fan, he wanted to go over a little bit about the Heat being swept. But we never ever got to touch into it. We're going to touch into it now. I know it's a little bit late, and I know it's been a while, but we're going to touch into it now, and Chris wanted to delve into it since we'll have a nice little basketball theme today for the most part. So, yeah, so Chris, just explain a little bit how that series went with the Heat.
Horrible. We got this. So the first game, the Heat go to overtime after Jimmy Butler does a layup with time expiring. And then from there, we just get utterly dominated by Giannis Antetokounmpo, Drew Holiday, and Chris Middleton.
That's right.
The first game was the only close one. The next three, they were all blowouts. We get swept. The Heat get swept for the second time in a 7-game series. And the funny part is, both of them have come a year after the Heat have went to a championship. In 2007, again, the year before, they beat the Dallas Mavericks in the 2006 finals, and now this year, after we go to the finals and lose to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, but the guys that won you that championship, if you didn't notice, they're not there anymore, are they?
Right.
No, majority of the team's there. The only some people have left, but Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo are still there. They did get wrecked by COVID earlier in the season. That all players were playing. They got seeded number 6, whereas last year I think they were seeded number 5.
Oh, but
yeah.
So so here's game 1. You're right. Went to overtime. Final score was 109-107. And then you guys didn't play that game. Oh my God, 132-98.
Yes, we got blown out in the second game.
So here's the thing though. Here's the thing that interests me. So you said you guys played the Bucks. I want to know what the Bucks score on this was then, because I want to see what the stats were compared to the Bucks. If it was just Giannis the entire game, or did other players?
No, it wasn't just Giannis. It was Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton. Like they got a big 3 going on in Milwaukee.
So you would say in your mind it wasn't just Giannis?
No, it wasn't just Giannis. I mean, the first game, with half a second to go, Drew Holiday sinks in a jumper to give the Bucks the lead, in game 1 that went to overtime.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you weren't the only team swept, though, right? Wasn't there another team
No,
swept?
we were the only team swept.
Oh,
Everyone else went to a 5th game. Even
Everyone else went to
the
a fifth.
Washington Wizards, even the Wizards with a messed up Russell Westbrook.
I wouldn't say Russ is that messed up.
No. He's like he got a little hurt.
Yeah, okay, fine. He got a little hurt, but he has to fucking carry again. Is his problem? Russ
because he
Russ
has
can't
no
find a
people.
team. Russ can't find a team to just settle down, play basketball, and just enjoy his time. He has to go out on the floor every fucking night and carry.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Russell.
it was funny.
Difference.
The season where like the biggest talk was that Russell Westbrook would like break the record for triple doubles.
He did.
And then he did. During that talk, the only thing I could think of was like, has nobody yeah, that's a cool feat, and yeah, that's amazing. But wouldn't LeBron have the record if LeBron was carrying by himself? If the organization told LeBron you have to do it all yourself, and they told him you're fine if you don't. We don't care if you pass the ball or not. Like you need to pull us out of the weed. We can't get you anybody. Wouldn't he have the record in triple doubles?
He'd probably leave. To be honest.
Or leave. Yeah, I don't know. That's just I don't know why that wasn't ever like a topic of conversation. Was when Russ won that who else also played for Russ? Like, besides KD, like, what other times did Russ...
James Harden.
Well, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Besides all the OKC feeders that went from draft to trades, because OKC is just basically the New York Islanders of the fucking NBA, trading everybody. Oh my god, what did they have? They had Harden, they had Russ, they had Durant, they had... Who else did they have?
Yeah.
Did they have Chris Paul?
Oh.
Well, I mean, not...
No,
the
year that he went, that's when he left.
Mm.
OKC had a really stacked team at one point.
Oh, I bet.
They did.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, they made it to a
2012
final.
NBA Finals.
Yeah, they made it to the finals against the Heat. They lost in 5. And everyone thought it was going to be a rematch the year after, but no, it wasn't.
Yeah, it's just...
Instead, they took on the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, no, Russ is definitely a Hall of Famer, but his career is just sad. If you look, don't look at single stats and don't look at just his stats. Go look at all the stat lines. It's sad. It's real sad.
Is. And that's the thing in the NBA is that happens often. It's not
because of the 5-man court. You know, it can happen.
Yeah, like who does Washington even have? Bradley Beal is in. I think he went to Houston.
John Wall, no, he got traded, didn't he?
I think he was.
I think he got traded, maybe. But I'll here. You know, I'll just look at the roster again. But no, if you think of other sports, there's not a lot of other sports where in fact the Wizards are playing right now and getting beaten. So it looks like Philadelphia might win that series.
And they're playing without Joel Embiid.
Okay, wait, hold up, okay. Oh no, Bradley Beal is still a Wizard.
Oh, Bradley Beal still a Wizard? Okay.
Bradley Beal is still a Wizard. It's Book, Raul Neto? Oh wait, no, I think I actually know him, maybe. Raul Neto, Daniel Gafford, Rui Hachimura.
Oh, yeah, the Japanese player that they drafted last year.
Robin Lopez.
Uh-huh.
That's not bad.
Ish Smith.
Some of those players I don't even know who they are.
Anthony Gill.
Thing is, since the NBA got rid of seeding, they didn't get rid of seeding. They got rid of basically division.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how they play. It doesn't matter how they do in the division.
Right.
It's overall seeding.
It's all about
one
seeding.
Of the best 8 teams and You're
And
in
I
the
think
playoffs.
But the
reason
thing
why
is
they're in
that
the
the
playoffs.
But the thing is, the NHL had it too. Was it all? What like? Is it all that bad? I don't think so.
The thing is with the Wizards is that I think they were in the play, and I think they were the number nine, the number 9 or number 10 seed, and they won the
Mhm.
2 straight games. They beat Charlotte, and then they beat Indiana,
Mhm.
and became the 8th seed to take on the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, but like, I don't think that concept is terrible. Like,
No, it's not terrible. It's just how the NBA is.
yeah,
The East
that's
is
fine.
really weak
But
compared to other years.
But I think the statement does stand though that the NBA is probably one of the leagues that cannot lie to you. It can and sometimes does take one guy to carry a team.
Yeah,
You
look at
can't lie about
Damian
that.
Lillard.
It's
Damian
also
Lillard in Portland.
it is also one of it. I will say this is probably also one of the leagues where, um, like I think like besides like the Brooklyn Nets early on, if a team built a super team, signed a bunch of players that they wanted, signed a bunch of superstars that they wanted, they went far.
Mm-hmm.
Like Golden State and Cleveland were both stacked for the longest time. The Lakers are now stacked to the gills. They won a championship. I think besides the Brooklyn Nets have losing their footing a bit, but we'll see what they do in this playoff run. I think NBA is probably one of the few leagues that can actually you could build a super team and dominate everybody.
The Heat back then a few years
The
ago.
Heat back then a few years ago. Or if you think about like early Lakers, like early in Kobe's career
Yeah, with Shaq.
with
Yeah.
Shaq. Orlando Magic was also again early in Shaq's career. Orlando Magic had a super team. Detroit had a super team. The Chicago Bulls were a super team. Like
In the 90s, hell yeah,
the
they were.
'90s, yeah, they were a big super team. Like, yeah, I
The
don't know.
Knicks in the 90s.
Like super team. Not a lot of super teams, I would say, in other sports really do well, because yeah, you could have like in other sports. In other sports it doesn't work because the player size of
The
how many
Dream Team
players have to
Eagles.
contribute. The player size of how many players have to contribute are either too big, so one person doing all the work won't do anything and they'll just get bum rushed, or it's just there's so much talent around it that there's too many of them and it drowns itself out.
Yeah.
So like
Look at
so like in hockey, you can't be a single person who carries a team because you'll get double teamed and triple teamed like shit, and you won't make it far. You know, and it won't go
Even-
anywhere. You need to have people around you.
Even Gretzky had Messier.
Even Gretzky had Messier. Gretzky had help the other times. Like Gretzky, and people are like, "Oh, well, the '93 Kings that went to the finals, that was just one man." No, Gretzky had a lot of help. McSorley, even though he was an enforcer, was a big contributor. And I could look through that roster and I could tell you a lot of players who were beasts. I'm pretty sure Rob Blake was on that team. A young Luc Robitaille.
Yari Curry.
Yari Curry is a good one. There are a lot of players on that team that really supported.
Yeah.
And the problem
And
with
not all
soccer,
super
the problem
teams
with
do
soccer
good.
is that there are super teams in soccer, but the unfortunate thing is that the super teams will dominate their own countries, and then when it comes to the European stage, can't do it.
PSG.
PSG can't do it. I can't fucking tell you why. I can't
They
fucking
went
tell
to a
you.
final. They went to the final last year and they lost 1-0 to Bayern Munich.
That's right. Well, yeah, that was the one final I think was just the weirdest. Like it made that one Champions League final. I totally forgot it was happening because it was Bayern Munich versus PSG, and I was like, "Oh crap! I thought we had to cancel it due to COVID." But yeah, all right, I guess it happened. No fans. Bayern Munich had to lift the Champions League trophy to an empty stadium, and I don't like Bayern Munich. I'm pretty sure did they? I don't think they won the Bundesliga this year even.
No, they did. They last year it was trouble.
No. I'm talking about this year.
No, they did.
They won
They
it
won
this year.
they won their one. It's their I think their 9th or their 10th in a row.
Oh, okay. So Alex in the chat said they did. Yeah, like I wasn't watching. I didn't know what had happened. but like PSG doesn't support. Man City has had a fucking super team for how fucking long now? And like, yeah, winning the Premier League, yeah, that's a great accomplishment. Chelsea kicked your ass in the finals, buddies. Dumb fucks. Like, come on, bro.
Didn't they go versus Liverpool? Didn't they play Liverpool a few years
They
ago?
played was it Liverpool? Yes, it was. They played Liverpool. They played Liverpool and Liverpool won the league. They played Chelsea this year. Chelsea won the Champions League.
Or they'll get destroyed in the semifinal. They're like so close, but then they'll lose to
Man City is sad, bro. It's sad, honestly. I don't know what.
I want to say last year they made the semifinal and they lost to PSG because I know Bayern Munich gave Barcelona an ass.
Because
whooping.
here's the thing, like, it's not Pep's fault. It's not Guardiola's fault. That's for sure. Because he's like, I'm gonna be straight up as a United fan. He's a really decent manager. He gets the best out of his team, and he makes sure that they work fucking hard to win because they do win. They're a winning team. That's not to be mistaken. But holy hell, what happens come practice Champions League time? They just can't produce. They can't fucking produce. It doesn't make sense. So I don't know.
And Kun Agüero was, I think he left.
And Aguero left. Yeah, I don't think nobody signed him yet. So that'll be a great story. Whenever a team signs Kun Agüero, we'll definitely have that on the show.
I think he signed with Barca. It was no.
I think it's a rumor though. I don't remember if it was official or not. No, I'll look it up. Sergio. I'm pretty sure he's still looking for a team. Oh no, he does. Okay, yeah, no, he did sign with Barca. Okay, so we've been behind. Sergio Aguero does sign for Barca. Okay, so Sergio Aguero.
And I think Barcelona was going to take care of the payments, and because Manchester United is broke.
Well, and we'll get our money situation figured out. I'm very happy Ed Woodward is leaving. We'll get our money situation figured out soon, and we'll start signing the players we need to sign for finally. All I wanted, and all I've been begging for is Ed Woodward to leave, and Ed Woodward is leaving. So yay! Fun. All happiness and cheers from here. And yeah, let's go. Yep, Alex made a great point. Let's go get Sancho. Seems like Alex is not joining us, but it's okay. Let's just move it on. Probably the biggest talk of the town today was last night. Was an absolute ass beating
by 30.
I forgot what the stats said of how long it's been since LeBron has ever lost by 30 at halftime. I actually think, if I remember correctly, it might have been that I saw that LeBron has never been down by 30.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. He's never lost in the first round either.
He's never lost in the first round. LeBron has
never lost. If I'm not mistaken.
LeBron has never lost in the third round. The Lakers haven't been down by 30 at halftime. I think I saw since 1992.
Damn.
Oh shit.
In the playoffs. This was incredible. And not only that, but Alex brings it up. The biggest reason why this was so controversial, LeBron left the game with 5 minutes on the clock. He left the game with 5 minutes on the clock. And I want to say this. Like, a bunch of people are, like, talking about this now. And, like, people who have not watched LeBron before are just, like some people are, like, rumoring, oh, he had to go to the bathroom. He's getting his stretches in. Oh, he's starting to ice up. You guys forget that in the bubble, LeBron left, I want to say it was a conference finals game early, or maybe an NBA finals game. The guy left a game early, like it wasn't 5 minutes, it was 30 seconds. He left a game early last playoffs.
I remember that, but I forgot which one.
I don't remember which one it was.
I think it was the conference finals.
Might have been conference.
100% sure.
LeBron has left before. He has left in, whether it was anger or whether it was getting stretches, he's left the court before. And, like, it's one of two things. It's a competitive spirit or it's crybabiness. And LeBron haters are gonna always say he's a big old crybaby and he doesn't give a crap about his team. He just wants to win. But it could be a competitive edge that every single player on any team has. Because it's one thing, LeBron is really weird when it comes to fan bases because he has a bunch of people that love him and he has a whole bunch of people that hate him. And so his fan bases out there is crazy. I would not want to live in his shoes. All that pressure, God, I would hate it. I would hate to be him. So anyway, yeah. LeBron left the game 5 minutes early. They got beat by 30. And a bunch of people are wondering if this is LeBron's time to go. Was this because when they were down, LeBron was doing what he normally does, which is just put up garbage points. He was just putting up garbage points like he normally does. LeBron had time. He had time on the clock. He was down by 30. Let's put up some garbage points. He padded his stats, and this is just I wouldn't say this is a side of LeBron we've never seen because we know LeBron's competitive. It's not a question. LeBron has been competitive since Cleveland, since he was drafted. It's not a question.
Yeah.
It's not a question that he isn't competitive, but it's just, is he over I don't know how to phrase this, but just is he
Father Time's catching up?
Is he over reliant on his teammates? Is he over reliant on others? Is the question really? It might be a dumb question, but it's a question I still want to bring up.
Well, you took down. You have a big part of that monster out with Anthony Davis, and nobody knows when he's going to come back because his injury is a groin injury.
Well, yeah, and the minute that they lost that game, all news is on is Anthony Davis coming back because they're expecting Anthony Davis to be sitting there on the bench, seeing them get their ass kicked by 30, and then all of a sudden some magical injection goes into his knee or in his groin, and it's all better. If you sit there on the bench and you see that, all you want to do is just get up and go.
And Phoenix has been playing lights out. Devin Booker is just doing shot after shot after shot after shot.
It's been the first time in a while.
And Chris Paul is having he's rejuvenated his career in Phoenix.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Because everyone thought, oh, he's done.
Yeah, no, it's just it's crazy to think about because for the longest time we're all LeBron's a lot of people are LeBron's the GOAT or LeBron's the greatest basketball player. He can play whatever team he wants and he'll be fine. There's no big deal.
Well, here's the thing. LeBron he moved out to LA to, I think, to set up for his post career, with his business side and all that, and he's doing this because he still wants to play basketball. He's got his ring. He has won a championship as a Los Angeles Laker. He'll always have the drive. He'll always have the competition. But would it be, do you think he's?
I think it proves a point here. The fact that none of us can find a question nor a reasoning for why the Lakers lost by 30. It just shows something. The fact that we're sitting here, we know that is a LeBron-led Lakers, and we're not talking early when LeBron was first joining the team and it was a bunch of nobodies. This is a team that LeBron has worked with and folded and molded for himself. And they lost by 30 points to Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and the Phoenix Suns, who haven't made the playoffs in however long and are right now in the lead to make it out of the first round.
They're the second seed as well.
And they're the second seed. And in a lot of times being in conversation for best team in the West. during the regular season. It makes no sense. The NBA is making no sense. If you were a fan who, like myself, who outed the NBA after watching Cleveland and Golden State go on a run and saying, it's just the same two teams over and over again. If I see Cleveland on the screen, they're going to win. If I see Golden State on the screen, they're going to win. And we're just going to see those two in the final. Like, this is not... They're going off script. They're going off script.
They're going off script.
They're going off script. What's going on? The Suns are not following script. Devin Booker said, fuck yo script.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it's a good point, because we're sitting here knowing the manpower and the greatness that LeBron has behind him. Knowing how new and fresh Phoenix is. Yet, we can't make a question. I'm not talking an answer. We're not trying to answer why the Lakers played terribly and lost by 30. We can't find a reason of where to start. We don't know where to start.
I mean, it's playoff time.
It's playoff time.
Anything can happen.
Anything could happen. It's playoff time, baby. But that is a good point to bring up, though. Phoenix Suns, lights out, and it started back in Orlando, and they have not kept their foot off the gas whatsoever. They have been hounding. And it's like, for a lot of people, like, everybody's expected the Suns to always be bad. Like, this is a nice change of pace, if you think about it.
I feel that they did the rebuild the right way. You know, they didn't
Right.
on purpose tank. They sucked for how many years? They drafted wisely. They went out and got pieces, veteran leadership in Chris Paul, and now it seems to be the fruits of their labor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they've been bad since, I think, Steve Nash and Stoudemire left the team, and that
Yeah.
was years ago.
Almost 15 at this point.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta ask, did any of us watch the game? The Lakers Suns.
The blowout? Yeah, I did.
You watched it. Alex
I watched
asked
a
a
bit.
question in the chat. Alex in the chat, which, hi, everybody who's watching our show. Welcome. If you guys enjoy what we're doing, like and subscribe. It's down below. Fucking do it. I don't know why you're not doing it. If you're not doing it, something's wrong. Okay? Something's wrong. Alex, I already know you subscribe. Don't you fucking... Fuck you. I tell the people like and subscribe. Alex chats no. You asshat. Like and subscribe. We have a Discord server in the description, as well as our own personal channels if you want to check out content that we post on our own. I post more like YouTuber sports thing. Alex posts a lot of California-based sports stuff. And Joey is very Denver based, so we all have good content on there. Go check those channels out after you're done watching this stream. Alex asked this question in the chat. Were the Lakers... Did the Suns have a better strategy than Lakers?
Probably.
Was the Lakers out-strategized this game? Like, did it have nothing to do with talent? Did it have nothing to do with AD on the bench? Did it all have to do with the fact that the Phoenix Suns had a better game plan than the Los Angeles Lakers?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. That's the thing. Like, the Lakers is just LeBron and AD. Yeah, sure, they have Schroeder and Caruso, but you take them away, it's just a bunch of scrubs. So they probably contained them. They were playing a tough defense. Devin Booker and Chris Paul were, shooting, passing it to everybody. I have seen that they pass the ball pretty good. And they take the shots that they need to take. They don't just, take shots from beyond the arc and just say, all right, well, 3.
Because, like, that could be the point. There is a chance that the Suns have a better head coach than the Lakers.
Could be.
Because, like,
Yeah.
if the Suns were more prepared and more ready to go into that game, then yeah, like that would have been in the question. The Lakers organization would be meeting in their front office going, if we get exit in the first round, does our coach stay? But like I said, I didn't watch the game. I just heard the news from after it was over. And I heard Pat McAfee go on a fucking rant. Like, I don't know what happened.
No, I don't think firing will happen. They're probably just gonna say, "Oh, we just didn't have one of our players."
Right.
I mean, it's LeBron. He pretty much handpicks his own coaches.
Yeah.
So as long as he's making LeBron happy, as long as the coach is making LeBron happy, he's gonna have a job.
That's true. That's true.
That's why he left Miami.
That's right. That's why he left Miami. It's just weird. It's weird.
He didn't like Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't think he did.
Well, I mean, like the team was still there when he was there, right? Like it wasn't like they had all the other players go. Like Bosch was still there. Wade was still there.
He was the only one who left.
Well, Bosch had a bunch of injuries.
Yeah, he that's why he retired, because of blood clots.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I did not know that.
Yeah, you take away,
that
one
sucks.
of the big players like LeBron, and nobody wants to. That's it. The bandwagon died right there.
The bandwagon died right there. Everybody stopped being a Heat fan. I mean, I can't fucking stop hearing Laker talk, so it's just another one of those things where it's a huge thing in LA that if your team's not winning, you're not getting fans. And that's final. You know? That's just the LA thing of how it is. And that's what I've noticed being a LA sports fan for the longest time, is that if your team's not winning, nobody gives a shit. You know, when the Dodgers went to the World Series that very first time against Houston, if you weren't a Dodger fan in LA, everybody would be like, "What's wrong with you? What happened to you? What who told you not to do this? Are you losing a bet?" Like, people would be like confused. Like, why are you not a Dodger fan? They're the best team in the MLB. Why the fuck are you not a Dodger fan? Like, what's wrong with you?
So, are you saying that LA is basically a city of bandwagoners, Frank?
100%. 100%. And here's how I know this. I have grown up a Kings fan since I've been a little kid. My dad took me to a bunch of games. I have seen them all the time. I might have not been the biggest invested in hockey, but I knew what the sport is, and I went to games. That 2012 Cup run, like a couple of weeks, after the celebrations, after the parades, after all of the things,
that's it.
People are hockey fans now.
Oh, people
are hockey fans now.
When Gretzky went
LA
to
knows what hockey is, and I'm like, really? I get that you probably, I mean, at the time I was thinking, like, why didn't you go to a game? But then, as I'm thinking back my adult life, probably couldn't afford it because sports tickets fucking suck. But, like, in my head, I'm like, I've gotten asked on multiple occasions, what is hockey? Why do I like it? Why do I support it? And now you guys care. Interesting. Interesting.
You go now to a game.
Okay, we'll see how long that lasts. It died in 2015. And that was when they won the cup in 2014 and then didn't make the playoffs, so it died real fucking quick. Like, yeah, Gretzky and the 93 Kings introduced the sport of hockey to LA. 2012 Cup run brought it back and more pronounced. And it doesn't stop. Everybody in the city of LA are Dodger fans now. If you're not a Dodger fan, you're crazy. Everybody, when LeBron signed to the Lakers, a lot of people joined back. When he started not winning with it, people left. But now, if you're not a Laker fan, you either hate basketball or you weren't raised right.
You're sadly a Clippers fan.
No, I just don't care about basketball. I'm gonna give you a little. I'm gonna give you a little old Stephen A. Smith here. Ain't nobody watching basketball. Ain't nobody watching and caring about basketball. Basketball could die tomorrow, and I don't even give a crap.
Were the Clippers a trend at one point?
I doubt it.
I wouldn't say a trend.
With,
I wouldn't say a trend, but I would say at the time when the Lakers were not on their Kobe Bryant, Paul Gasol, their Kobe Bryant, Paul Gasol journey and fucking, go like just their run when it wasn't the Kobe Bryant, Paul Gasol run, when it was finally showing their cracks. If you're a basketball fan in LA, you got to pick and choose because both teams were at the same level.
Okay.
Because the Clippers weren't bad, the Lakers weren't bad. You could go both sides and you could possibly have a playoff team. It was about the same. Now, there definitely weren't basketball fans at the time. Basketball was definitely not trending in LA as it is now. But it was that was just the thing. It was back and forth. LA is very back and forth. It loves to support the teams when they're winning. And I don't know if it's because it's a younger audience and a bunch of people who are coming to LA are really young. I don't know if it's because LA is a city on glitz and glamour, and if you're not glitz and glamorous, then nobody's going to care. I don't know what it is. But it's weird. It's weird. But I mean, hey, as long as I see two different teams in there, we're all good. As long as I see a team that I don't normally recognize. If the Lakers make it out of round one, I'm going to go jump off a cliff, basically, is what I'm saying. Because I can't see them in the finals again. Because if they win the first round, they're going to go all the way. You can't even question it. Mm-hmm. You guys have got to agree with me on that.
Yeah.
If they win round one, they're going all the way. And I'll go jump off that cliff right then and there. Because it's fucking bullshit.
At least the East is going to have someone different.
Well, right.
The
East used to be Cleveland. LeBron left. Then it switched a lot of hands. It was Toronto
1 year.
Toronto 1 year.
Miami.
Was this last one the Miami?
Yeah, last one was Miami.
The last one was Miami. I think the one team nobody is looking forward to, and how I know this is because I know exactly what Tree's reaction would be if this game happens. It would be if the final was Nets versus Lakers. Nobody's turning their TVs on.
Mm-mm.
And Tree's going to be pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Because he got fucking pissed the last time that it was Golden State Cleveland again.
Yeah.
If it's Nets Lakers,
the team from the West has been from California in the past, what?
Oh God, I can't even think of that.
Years?
Oh, okay. Hold on. History.
I think
2014
was the Spurs, and then 2015 to 2019 was the Warriors, and then this year was the Lakers.
List of NBA championships. Let's go all the way. So here we go. Lakers, Warriors. Since 2015, it's been a California team.
Yeah.
With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those championships being Golden State.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, since the turn of 2010, it's been either the West has either been a team from Texas or California, with the odd exception of OKC.
Golden State versus Cleveland happened 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
Since
Bills
from
went to the Super Bowl
2015
4
to
years
2018, it was Golden State versus Cleveland Cavaliers.
Just like the Bills. The Bills went 4 times to the Super Bowl.
And luckily, Toronto won 2019. Because if
Yeah.
Golden
Yeah.
State won that, I think everybody would be pissed.
Well, everybody was injured. Everybody was injured in that
That too,
final.
everybody was injured.
The Reaper came for his due that year.
Thompson was injured. Durant got injured. It was only Curry. Now, I think even Draymond Green was out, or he wasn't playing, or it was just them two.
This is why I don't watch the NBA. But I'm hoping that this playoffs is different.
I would like to see, you know,
Because I will bring back data.
Phoenix.
I will bring back data. I will show you viewership. If we have 2 underdogs or 2 teams that haven't made the finals in a while make the finals, I will hand you the data and I will show you, hey, look at this. An increase in viewership because it's not the Lakers. It's
Yeah,
not
there was
No,
the
an increase in
Warriors. It's
viewership
not
in last year's final with the Heat and the Lakers.
well, obviously I'm not going to compare it to last year because I did research on it and every single team took a hit in viewers last year.
Yeah.
Even though sports were finally on, every single team took a hit. Every single championship had a low amount of viewers for one or more reasons every single time. But the biggest one being out of a pandemic. People didn't want to watch that much.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just it. Let's go on to our next topic of today. We've talked enough basketball. We might go back into it. I might have some questions after. But let's go into a quick little segment. The NFL. Brain no worky. Brain no worky. The NHL draft lottery was today, and all the teams got to announce what picks they're going to be having. And I think NBA still has a draft lottery. Well, okay, so NHL's the only one that does a draft lottery for only the top 3, right? Or is the NBA
What do you
also?
mean?
I probably say the NBA puts all teams up for the lottery. Like every
Yeah,
position
they put all
is
teams for
different.
the lottery. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's just that the NBA, they put the worse your record is, the more balls you get.
Yeah, the more
well,
lottery
and
balls you
that's
get.
NHL is the same way too. But what I'm trying to say is that in the NBA, every single draft pick is picked out of the balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll go 1 and then 2 and then 3, and they'll keep on picking teams. In the NHL, they only go to top 3. So what they'll put all the balls in, they'll pick the top 3, and then and then after that, then they'll just go by record after that. This year, in no surprise, no fashion, but thank God, because, you know, they desperately needed the Buffalo Sabres, who definitely had the worst season, going on a 19-game losing streak. Yay!
The tank was complete.
They secured themselves. The draft lottery luck was in their side, and they secured the number 1 overall pick. And
They got to replace Jack Eichel.
they got to replace I saw a
You gotta
meme.
replace Jack Eichel.
I saw the meme of the 2 cars driving by. It was the 2 cars driving by and the 2 guys looking at each other. And it says Jack Eichel leaving, the first overall pick entering. That's basically what it is. They're just gonna pass each other. Like as he's taking a tour of Buffalo, he's gonna go, "Oh, look, there's Jack Eichel. Yeah, I'm out. Peace. Fuck you."
Later.
But no, Buffalo gets the first overall pick. The brand new NHL team, who their expansion draft will be soon, the Seattle Kraken. Take pick
Just
number
number
2.
Oh wow.
Which they'll have the second overall pick to boost their stats and boost their roster, which is pretty nice. We don't know where they're gonna go in the expansion draft, but good for them for getting number 2. Start the season off hot. Let's see if we can get another Golden Knights and have a big hot run.
And who's number 3?
And then number 3 goes to Anaheim. Yay. To be fair, we did get pick number 2 last year, so I guess they had to get a high pick sometime. They can't just suck. Luckily, it won't be Quentin Byfield's talent, but oh well.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a really weak draft, I've heard.
This is supposed to be really weak.
Oh well. Well, I mean, I only
There's
keep up
like
with.
four. There's like four people who can go. Who they're saying can go number one.
I will say this: when it comes to like the like the tiers of drafts that are of drafts that are interesting, NHL is definitely the lowest. Just because it's
I put baseball.
so hard to scout. No, here's my reasoning. It's so hard to scout an NHL draft. Because in college, in football, in basketball, and baseball, you just go to college. And on the rarest occasions, you'll find a European talent. But you go to college. You look at the colleges, you look at the teams in your area. If it's players doing well, chance he might get drafted. I will say MLB does rank lower. I wouldn't say the lowest, but they do rank lower for the fact that they have 20 fucking rounds. And it makes no goddamn sense.
Plus, they get players from Latin America all the time.
But you know what my problem is? Here's the thing. MLB drafts 20 rounds. Like they draft, I don't know how many rounds it is. I want to say they draft 20 rounds. And they get and each team gets like 20 players, a shit ton of players. Those players will then all go play minor league. And there's a reason why there are so many minor league teams and minor league leagues. Because there isn't just one minor league. There's AAA, AA, single A advanced, single A lower, rookie ball, Venezuela ball. Like
they cut 40 teams.
Oh yeah, well they cut teams during the pandemic. But my point is there are so many leagues that like all they would have to do is just say we're condensing it to 5 rounds and only keep AAA, and it would solve their roster crisis, and they probably would have more money in the bank.
Probably.
Unless you can show me a player that went from round 10 to 20, who then became a superstar and a high-level Hall of Fame talent. Unless you can show me a player who pulled that off, and I'm not talking before, because in the past there was terrible scouting. I'm talking about in today's scouting technology era. Find me a player from round 10 to 20 who is a transcendent and amazing talent. And prove to me that the draft needs to be shortened.
Also, keep in mind that majority of those players just get traded afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, can you guys name the most recent draft pick of our teams? I can't name you the Marlins' recent draft pick.
I can name you one
from last year.
Yeah, I can name you one.
Who?
What?
Spencer Torkelson. And he wasn't my pick. It's just because he was the number 1 overall pick and came out of ASU. Go get him, Torque. Go get him, buddy.
But I mean, the thing is...
I couldn't tell you who the Angels drafted round 1, though. I couldn't tell you.
Is he in the Angels or is he in the minors?
No, he plays for the Tigers.
Oh, he plays for the Tigers?
I couldn't tell you who got drafted round 1, but I could tell you who from ASU got drafted, and it was Spencer Torkelson, baby. Go get him, baby.
And he's playing with the Tigers? Or
yeah, he's playing with the Tigers minor league organizations.
Well, I mean, it's the Tigers, but if it was like one of those other teams.
But my point being, the only reason I know that is because I go to school and I go to the college. That also proves my point of the fact that teams that draft out of college have a way better chance of having players you'll recognize. I go to ASU, I go to their baseball games, I know who Spencer Torkelson is. If I didn't go to ASU, and if I was sitting in my house and I was going to some community college in California, I wouldn't have watched the draft.
And the thing is, with players that get drafted in baseball, is like, you won't hear about them till maybe like 5 years.
Because the minor league system, they have to keep on working. Joe Adell is the top prospect. He's an amazing outfielder. He will probably never step foot on the Angels field. And it's because of his position.
Yeah.
He's the number one he was the number 1 MLB prospect and the best player in minor league baseball. He will not step on an Angels field because he's an outfielder.
Well, I mean,
he's probably going to get traded.
Probably will.
You could move him to
you
can move him to the corner.
I'm waiting for the day that happens, but like a bunch of people are like waiting for Joe Adell to be brought up, and
You're,
it's never
you're
gonna
just
happen.
you're just trade fodder.
Shut up. Shut up. We made good trades, all right? Rendon was a good pickup. Shut your mouth.
In hockey, it's different because at least like you'll hear about them sooner.
You will. So
If they're
you'll
like,
hear some of them, but the thing is that hockey still drafts very European and very Canadian.
no,
It's very
not
Canadian.
barely
It's very
Americans.
European. Not a lot of player like USA is not the place to bring yourself national attention before you step on the ice in the majors. We didn't hear about Austin Matthews until he was drafted number 1 overall by Toronto. And I'm pretty sure that was the last American to be drafted number 1 overall, if I'm not mistaken. Well, no, Jack
Probably,
Hughes. Jack Hughes was drafted number 1 overall. Which, by the way, what is he doing?
Sweeping his basement? I don't know.
He plays for New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey.
Yeah, he's
United.
probably.
This is what I mean. The NFL is the only draft being hyped. And even then, we had a terrible time trying to fill up the position. For any of you guys who... I'm pretty sure most of the people watching this, but for you guys who watched the NFL draft show, that was tough. That was tough. It was tough to watch. It was tough to participate. There's a lot of sitting around. I was definitely watching that draft going, I cannot believe this is hyped. I cannot believe this is hyped in a national televised covered thing. Like, I can't believe that this is a big deal. It was hard. It was hard.
Well, it's a big moneymaker for not only the league but the city that hosts it.
I guess. I don't know how much money.
Another one that's kind of hyped is the NBA one, but the NBA is just 2 rounds and that's it.
But that makes sense. It makes sense for the NBA. And the fact that the NBA has only 1 minor league and they only need to put 5 guys on the court at once. It makes sense for the NBA to only draft 2 rounds. It makes sense.
And some teams don't even pick at all.
And some teams don't pick in the draft. But it makes sense. It makes sense to only have 2 rounds when that is how small your roster is. The MLB is drafting too much. I would get it. I would get it if pitchers get taken all the time. But not that many pitchers who come from round 10 to 20 ever play in the MLB. I'm guessing. That's my only problem. Like, I get that you have to you have to supply a lot of pitchers, but God, that's just too much.
20 rounds.
20 rounds, man. In fact, hold on. Let me get an exact number for you. Let me get MLB draft rounds. Let me get an exact number for you. 20
rounds, jeez. And this is not counting the chances that a team could just get a player from an international player.
Right. I'm going to do some research after this, and I want to find players. I want to find players who came from late rounds. Because I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. It's just sad. Before we close it out, guys, anything else to address? Something I missed?
No.
Oh yeah, Mayweather versus Logan Paul is fixed, and you all fucking know it. You paid for the pay-per-view. Sorry, go try your best to get a refund. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, it's on Sunday, but I ain't watching that shit.
Nobody's watching that shit. The only time people watch it is if Logan Paul gets out of the first round. If. Because I'm telling you, Logan Paul's not ready. Mayweather is treating this as a joke. The only person who is doing something noteworthy is Jake Paul. And Jake Paul's not even in the fight.
And
Jake Paul's fighting someone else.
It's 4-2 Montreal.
Sorry, say it one more time.
4-2 Montreal.
4-2 Montreal. Who is Montreal? Winnipeg, right?
Yeah.
Montreal's up 4-2. Who? Yeah. So before we close out, just a quick update. Who is? Who is right now winning in the rounds for the NHL?
So it's a 2-0 Tampa, and I think they play tomorrow. It's 1-0 Colorado, and they play in a little bit. And I think the series with Boston and New York is tied at 1.
So yeah, Canadians and Jets are playing game 1 because Vancouver. Thanks Canucks, you dumb fucks. Avalanche and Golden Knights. Colorado's up 1-0. Game 2 will be today. That'll be interesting. I don't know if Joey's gonna stream, but Joey will at least give his thoughts, I would hope. Bruins and Islanders are tied up 1-1, which is good. That series should be really interesting. If there's a series I recommend to watch, I highly recommend that one. And then Hurricanes, Lightning are up 2-0. We really needed Alex to come by. God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stuff
well.
happens, man.
Because like Alex would know more about Lakers basketball than any of us do.
Yeah, he was sad yesterday. I'm like, damn it,
Then
Lakers.
come on
I'm
the
like,
show,
oh.
dumbass. Anyway.
It was last night.
Anyway. Thank you guys so much for watching and for dealing with our bullshit. Because it really is bullshit at the end of the day. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.